Good morning, Bree.
Good morning.
You've been massively off my mind. I'm going to ask you to start with good anyway, but dang. But let's
I
start
know.
anyway. All
Here's
right.
what's good
Yes.
with all the crap that is happening in my life. It has reiterated why I need to focus so much more on my real estate.
Yeah. That's I mean, I know a little bit, probably 10% or 5% of what's going on. But that's a really good way to look at it. So congrats.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, here's another good thing.
Wait, there's
So
two.
I got two. And so I attended the graduation of a group of mostly women who live in subsidized housing who are now ready to buy a house.
Whoa, how'd you find that? What was that? Where was that? Bree froze.
Uh-oh.
Darn.
Oh, here I am.
Hang on, you froze, you're back. Okay, so how'd you find it? Where was it? All that details.
So I taught the real estate portion of the class, the year-long class.
Ugh. All right.
And you let her go first too.
I know. See? All right. Kathy, man on the moon. How the heck are you? Okay, Bree, you keep freezing. We're gonna leave you for a second. Kathy, man on the moon, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's not raining. The roads aren't slick, which was something I was wondering about. Going into a network thing that I haven't gone to for a little while. It's not a big thing, just a little thing, but it's Pam is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Pam Allen. And
yeah, I like her. She's cool.
Yeah, and she started it up, I don't know, a few months back, but without a car, I couldn't do anything. So anyway,
Right.
I'm going to go in and join and then go deliver food. Yay.
Tell Pam I said hi.
I will.
Yeah, tell her I said hi and I'm back from Washington State. And if she's got time, I'd love to reconnect in with her and then I'll touch bases with her and reconnect in with her. She's good people.
Yeah, she is.
Cool beans.
She is.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Bree, you're back. Okay, you taught a year-long class.
So year-long class, I taught the real estate portions, and then they invited me back to the graduation. So they have all been through financial literacy, budgeting, how to buy a house, why to buy a house, how to get out of Section 8 or subsidized housing. Had some lenders there, put money in escrow for each of them, and they want me to be their realtor.
How many is it?
There are 10 that are ready right now.
And when they were in the class, did they bond together?
Yes.
Oh, this is cool. So can you lead a group of 10 of them and go through the buyer consultation and have all of them sign at the same time and get them all set up right there?
Good. I didn't think about doing it all at once. Yeah.
Why not? Why not get 10 together at once and have that group thing going?
Yeah. And they come with down payment assistance from THDA. And for each month they lived in subsidized housing, they get the difference of the market rate and what they pay into escrow.
Nice. Very,
so
very.
The one I'm working with now from the last year's graduation has $30,000 in escrow.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Darling, can you do a series of 10-second videos of just 10-second videos of, hey, I'm helping a group of 10 people who just graduated from a class of financial literacy. I'm helping all of them buy a house at once. Hey, I'm whatever your 10 seconds, just tiny little 10 seconds. PM me if you're interested. PM me if you're interested. Just short.
All right.
Oh, I love it. Good morning, Kay. How the heck are you?
I am good. How are you?
Fabulous. What you got for good news?
Well, I have two things. One is I took all my kids to the doctor yesterday and I found out we all have strep.
Oh, oh my goodness.
And-
You guys are on quarantine right now.
So we're all in quarantine and I've already rearranged my day.
Well, okay, and for you, it's only 7:30 in the morning, so good job. That's a lot by 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I took my husband to the airport at 5:30. So I've been up and just said, okay, how am I going to approach this? You know, it's not how I plan to spend my day. I've got to work some things out. And the other good news is that I finally think I'm clicking with my new VA. And we have gone through, and I think I've organized my contacts into different hashtags. And so once I get that done, then can I get her into KV Core to watch how to set up campaigns?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
'Cause I don't know how to do it. I don't want to learn how to do it. I just want her to do it.
Yeah, give her all your passwords and then have her, give her your password to go into our KV Core training that we have on like 90 days and just give her all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I do with Ava. Ava just has my passwords. As she needs them, I just give her more. She's got a list of passwords to stuff.
Yeah,
And-
one of the things we had trouble with yesterday was when every time she logged into my Facebook account, it would like send a code.
Yes, and I hate that. And it will do that because it can tell that they're, you know, a
And
Nigerian.
so it asked me, because she was in the Philippines, it asked me if this was me or not. And I just said yes.
Yep, that's, you know, so Ava will actually, like, she'll text me like code coming through, you know, and then, and I'll get a pop-up from whatever, and I'm just like, yes, and push it through, but she'll text me ahead of time. She's learned that because otherwise I'm not paying attention to my phone. I'm doing this, or I'm doing this or whatever, and she's like, hey, code coming through, you know, Pam, and then keep on going. So, absolutely. Cool beans. Cool beans. Have you ever used well, I should ask this to the crew. Like, I've used stuff like Strep to my advantage in that, or my assistant's sick or whatever. When I talk to people and I'm like, hey, I don't have an assistant today, they're sick. So you get to deal with me and we're gonna muck through this and figure this thing out. And, you know, they usually laugh and give me a lot of grace. Or I've got, you know, 3 kids at home with strep. So this is what we gotta deal with. And you get a lot of grace from it, and it's just real anyway, you know, it just is. So, cool. Liz, darling, what do you got for good news?
I don't know if I have good news. Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, I can totally hear you, and you do have good news.
Okay, the good news is I'm feeling healthy today. So that's the
Good.
good news. Today I'm feeling healthy. The rest of the drama in my life I could do without. I just want to
Yeah,
add, I know we have a couple of people in the group here that meets that are without cars for whatever reason, and I've just joined the club.
Oh, no, I got mine back.
Who got theirs back?
I did.
Kathy got hers
Kathy.
back.
Yay.
Yeah, I am so
I don't
sorry.
know that
for
I'm
the
going to.
car thing. Ugh. My
A lot of
husband's
money.
my husband's going to Philly in January, I think, and he's gonna, maybe February, but he's got a friend that they're gonna do a cross-country work thing with. And I'm like, oh, I'm taking you to Philly and dropping you off. I mean, because they're gonna go in the other guy's car. And he's like, you realize that's 17 hours. I'm like, you realize I need your car to help get mom around. Like, you can't leave me with no way to get mom around. I have my car, can't get in my car. So no, I will be taking you, because being without, even mom without a car is just like, ugh. So, all right, so I feel you, Liz, I really do. Okay, here's my good news. My good news is this. So yesterday we went and spent the day with my daughter and granddaughter, took them shopping for groceries, and, you know, she doesn't got a car. She doesn't have a car either. So I've got to go up there, you know, like I've been gone for 6 weeks. So I had to go up there, go run to the grocery store, get her all the stuff she needed. Anyway, we're sitting there at lunch, we're eating sushi. My 5-year-old granddaughter loves sushi, so that's cool. But the good news is this, she goes, Grandma Gina? And I'm like, yes. And she goes, is Grandpa Greg your dad? I lost it. I lost
I
it.
love that.
It was so funny. It was so funny. And, you know, Kat's like, no, that's her husband. but she's like, okay. And I'm like, but you can call him great grandpa Greg if you want to.
I love seeing the
And
eyes through
we-
children sometimes. It's
Oh
just
my
beautiful.
gosh. It really, really is. And he's like, I was nice and did not tell her that you're 7 years older than me. And I'm like, I know, but she wouldn't have believed it anyway. So whatever. It was so fun. So anyway, that's
That's
my,
awesome.
all right. Challenges or what's going on out there? Like, how do we, what's going on? And Bree, you're muted if you are talking to us. And if you're talking to the kids, I totally get it. So anyway, challenges, what do we got? Oh,
Well, I'm just having a challenge getting
Yep.
to all my lead gen with the drama of the car and my other some of my other real estate stuff. I'm doing a little bit every day, but in terms of making the calls and contacting people like I've wanted to, at the level I've wanted to, I'm having a challenge doing that just because I'm allowing the drama of this car situation at the moment take up all my time. So that's it. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, I just need to just do it. I don't know if I'm in the right headspace to do it. I think I'm just,
that's different. That's a
Sorry.
different challenge than I have a car and I've got these other issues going on. So
yeah, I don't think I'm in the right headspace to do it until I can figure out what's going on with this car.
It happens sometimes for me too.
I mean, I get it. I really, really do. How do we help you best? I mean, how do we help you best?
I honestly, that's what I don't know. Like, I don't know where I need the help except just to give you a quick summary with this car thing. The engine was rebuilt because of an oil issue 8 weeks ago. And then it died on Sunday. Completely. And they've been silent since it's been dropped off to see what the diagnosis is on the car, which is telling to me. And they've only told me that, it is a significant engine issue and they will have it for a long time. And so it's not even the whole cost or whatever that's going to be associated with that, because I'm expecting it to be none on it's just kind of like, I don't know, there's a lot of safety stuff that comes up and the legal part of me comes up like, we drove a car, what's going on? Anyway, so I'm just kind of in a weird headspace with reaching out to my sphere and, other people about what I'm trying to do or how I can help them, because I just kind of need this resolved in my own space first. And I know it's a small thing, but for me, it's just kind of like I'm wrapping my brain around this issue and figuring out how do we get here. So
I don't know if
that's
a
all.
car in America and a lot of money going out the door is a small thing. So I'd
Not
like to
anymore.
that side. No, I'd like to validate that side of it. It is a very different question than the headspace, or is it not? Am I wrong on that? Is it, if I just knew what was going on with my car and I had an answer, then I could proceed, or is it, there's more mucking around in there? I don't, help me out with that.
I think if I had an answer on the car, and it's because of my history in working in legal with the automobile industry, that I just feel like there's a whole host of other stuff going on here. And I just want answers. I don't want the drama. I just want the answers, and then let the cards fall where they may. Because, like I said, my legal spidey sense is up, and I think they know a lawsuit could be coming. Like, that's all I have to say. I'm like, what is happening? And they're whatever. So I just kind of need clarity in that space, because then I can put it in the box where it needs to be. Because all the safety issues that were pending that could have occurred with my family and thankfully did not, are just all my litigation stuff is coming through my head. And I know it shouldn't be there, but it's just landing on me. And so it's making it hard for me to focus on where I want to serve and talk to others about what I'm doing. But that hasn't stopped me from continuing to do the progress and what I need in those spaces, with the exception of talking to them, like setting up what I need in my systems and, getting my stuff together in different areas, so that when I have those conversations, I'm ready to have them. But I just feel like this issue has been waiting on me. It's been a touch and go thing for about, a year. and they didn't want to acknowledge it's a problem. And now that we're in this space, I'm kind of like, I don't want any more drama. I just want to know what we're dealing with. Let the cards fall what they may. And I think if I can just put it in its box, I'll feel better about life.
So you got stuff going on in the back end that you are working on anyway. It's just not the outbound phone call stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So that part's at least good. My next question, I guess, would be, okay, so I got two questions actually. The first one is it okay if I put you on the spot a little bit?
Yes.
One of the questions. Okay, so one of the questions puts you on the spot a little bit, and the other question doesn't.
Okay.
So let's go with the easier question first. The easier question is, what can you do towards resolution, even if it's, you know, a small step? Is there anything that you can do, and if so, what might that be? And then the second question is, how long has it been since you've been making phone calls? Like, is it, you know, just this period, or is this like just another thing that's gone on where it's been an extended period where you've not done phone calls for like a long time because of one thing after another after another? I don't know.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
It's not that it stalled me from making phone calls from probably Sunday to
Okay, it's short.
now.
Perfect.
So it's been
Beautiful.
a short period
Okay.
of time, but it ruined my trajectory in terms of a schedule and reaching out to people before holidays, got everything crazy and busy with everybody. I just want to reach out and make sure I touched everybody. So it's just kind of derailed me in that space. And I just don't feel like I'm in the headspace to make those calls until this other issue is resolved. And to answer the question in terms of what I can do there, I don't feel like I can do anything right now until I have some information to work with, which is really kind of frustrating for me. And at the grand scheme of things, I'm also at the point of, you know what? It's a car, not the biggest deal, not optimal, but not the biggest deal in the grand scheme of life's problems. So we'll be okay. It's just me balancing my patience level and tolerance with this issue at this point, and really kind of balancing, like, you know, again, my legal stuff comes to my mind, sending a message that treatment like this, and they'll say, oh, everybody does it. I don't care what everybody does. Treatment like this to your customers is unacceptable, period. This is a safety issue. It is not a bottom line issue, although that's not how I know they're looking at it. And I really feel like a message needs to be put out there, like, this is safety.
That's fine. I mean, I
So-
totally get that. We had I had someone come out and do some testing on the well of the rental, and they ran the wrong test. And so when I called them up and I'm like, I don't need an E. coli test. Clearly no one's got E. coli. We're fine. Like, I need you to test for iron bloom or whatever it is. And then they sent somebody back out. They didn't show up, and then they did show up and ran the test. Small Town USA is probably the only company up there. And then I called them up because I got billed the second time, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm not paying this. I shouldn't have to pay the first one, and you're overcharging me anyway. I know the second test is less expensive, and you have it down as more. And I got nasty. And so hung up the phone, and I might have said something. I can't remember if I cursed or not. But anyway, I do know I hung up the phone. And then I waited for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to get my head. I wasn't like, right? And so I got calmed down about it. And then I refused to pay the second bill, but then I put a 1-star review on Yelp, and it was very professionally done. I didn't want to go off. I wanted to get my anger calmed down so that I didn't go off. But it was a 1-star review. The owner called me up, said, we're really, really sorry. What happened? I walked her through, this is what happened. And the 1-star review said, you know, I've had 3 experiences with you. One was really good because I dealt with her, and the other 2 were really bad. And it's a shame because I need this other work done. You guys did a bunch of work for me. And then this instance, and I'm like, it's a shame because I wanted to do a bunch more work up there, and, you know, I got to find somebody else. And but the point of it is it was relayed professionally. The situation's getting handled. I'm going to credit that on the other one. They're going to go through and figure out what the real problem is with the well and get it taken care of for me, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, you know, I've got my daughter up there and we can't use the stupid water, you know?
Right.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is not
And the
safe.
thing is, I'm not even going to like spend a lot of energy and time on it. And please, if somebody else has something to talk about, jump on the call, because I have one other thing that came up actually. And I was just kind of like, I don't know how to handle this because I also don't have the energy for more drama in my space. And I had someone a former colleague of mine who I thought we were friends. I think I mentioned this before. She sold her house here or whatever, had been talking to me about it, and then went with somebody else without even like telling me. So I was just like, okay. And I haven't talked to her since. She's been reaching out to me being like, oh, things have been such a whirlwind since I moved. Would love to hear how you're doing. And she's texted me twice and she's emailed me, and I don't even want to, I'm finding finding it hard. And maybe it's because of what's going on with the car and some, other things, that I can't find the grace to end this relationship nicely. If that makes sense. Like I'm trying to, I haven't reached out or responded to any of her texts because I know I'm not going to be kind. Like I hate to say that, but I'm just like, I'm not feeling kind or loving about the way she did anything. And reflecting on our relationship, it's kind of like she's been more of a taker than even a giver, or just kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it.
You're
But I-
describing it beautifully. You
But I
really
don't
are.
want her drama back. I mean, seeing her name pop up on my text or into my email sends a visceral response to my body of like, I don't even want to be involved or engaged with this anymore. And I kind of want to close it by just sending a text or an email back, but I just know I'm not in the space to be kind. And I honestly don't know how to do it other than just don't respond at all and hope
Okay.
she gets the message at this point. Like that's what kind of my head is it with her.
Let's talk. Because I'm dealing with this, and it took me 2-3 weeks just to respond back to the plumber well person, and that wasn't even a relationship. Okay, so my first question is this. What do you want to say? Let's just start there.
I want to wish her well, but I don't want to re-engage. The drama she brought to my space was all encompassing. And I mean, she just took. Like she's not, it wasn't loving. It was like she showed up when she needed something, and and I provided whatever resources I could, and I'm not in the space to do any. There was no sort of friendship in the way I term friendship. I mean, it was just like, what can I do for her? Like she only reached out to me if there was something she needed or she thought I could do for her. In hindsight, that's how I've seen the relationship was.
I don't know about anybody else's opinion, but I wish you well. I don't want to re-engage with you. Your drama was all encompassing. You showed up when you wanted something and you took, and this isn't really how I defined friendship, is a pretty beautiful message.
Okay. It's the high D in me is like, just say it and get it off my plate and call it a day. But at the same time, I don't wish her ill, and I don't want to
No, of course not.
I mean, I guess I don't want it to sound anger ridden, which is why I think it needs to be just written out. Like, I don't think I can talk to her because I think a whole spout of anger regarding other things and the past analysis of what the relationship was will just come up for me. And I don't want to throw that all up on her. It's not, it's just how I'm feeling and I'm working through that. But half of me wants to just be short and sweet and be like, have a nice life. And the other half is like, don't respond at all.
How long have you been friends?
I've known her since I worked at Volkswagen, and that was 2008.
Was she a good friend or just an acquaintance friend?
Well, the thing that's interesting is this. I wouldn't classify her as a good friend. I mean, we went out and stuff, but like in the grand scheme of things of how I, would evaluate a good friendship, it wasn't that, but like she would call on me if she needed help for something. If she was getting remarried, she's like, will you be my maid of honor? I'm like, okay. I mean, there's just stuff that happened I thought was really kind of weird, but I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And that's it. Like she wouldn't be like my go-to if I needed to work something out or wanted to talk something out. If, you know, she wanted to get together socially and stuff, that was fine, but it wasn't like, yeah, I don't know what more to say there. It wasn't like,
It's a good answer.
yeah.
Mhm. Well, I went through a similar thing with my cousin who had been like a sister to me for my whole life.
Mhm.
And I finally just had to say, you know, if this is really how you feel about me, then, you know, I don't, you know, I don't need it. I mean, I put her in my phone as Judas.
Oh my
Well, yeah.
gosh, I'm just gonna laugh over this for a minute because I have Vecna, which is a very evil character from Dungeons and Dragons and Stranger Things. I've never done Dungeons and Dragons, but so Vecna, my father-in-law's ex-girlfriend, I called Satan, so much so that other people called her. My son's ex girlfriend, I called Vile Little Creature. So yeah, I name them also. Liz, I'm also going through the same thing with my father-in-law, and so is my husband. And
Mhm.
I sat down to my husband, he's like, with that toxic personality, my husband's like, I'm stuck in the middle. And I'm like, that is where he's placing you and where you're choosing to stand. That is not where I'm placing you. I'm telling you, you do not need to be stuck in the middle. He goes, why I have to lie to him now? And he doesn't lie. He just, my husband's like he runs very straight and true, right? And I'm like, no one's gonna lie. And he goes, well, I'm not supposed, what am I supposed to say? That you hate his guest? And I'm like, I don't hate his guest. I just don't want to be in relationship with him. There's a huge difference. He's hurt my
Yeah.
kids, hurt my mom, da, da, da. And he goes, well, why won't you talk to him? I said, because I don't want to go. I'm only talking to you to tell you to never talk to me again. I go, I really don't want to do that. I go, but what I do want to do is write a letter, and I want to send a letter. And he's like, well, you have to do that right now. And I'm like, no, I don't have to do that right now. I have these things on my plate right now. And when these things are done, then I have time to write a letter. You need to get out of the middle. And so finally I just sat him down. I said, what do you want to say? He goes, I want to say boom, 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 boom. And I go, because originally he was like, say nothing or lie. And he thought those were his only two options. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you have an option somewhere in here. I don't know where here is for you, but I fully tell you that you can tell the truth in whatever manner you want to tell the truth, but you can be very, very, very truthful. And it's not to wound and it's not to hurt. It's just, this is what's going on. I go, or you can choose to not say anything, or you can choose to lie. I mean, it's really your choice, but don't feel like I'm trying to put you in the middle or your dad's trying to put you in the middle, because frankly, I could care less. And that's what your dad has done, is put you right down the middle. So finally he said, well, I can say she really doesn't want to talk to you and she's writing a letter and she's working through it. And I'm like, yeah, that's completely the truth. And if he starts pushing, just, you can draw a boundary. I don't have anything further to say. If you continue to push, I'm gonna have to hang up the phone. And then hang up the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's completely okay to be very honest. And it's not designed to wound. It's not even designed to fix him, because he won't fix. He's 80, or he'll be 80 soon. He's not gonna fix. But it is designed that this thing is weighing on him. It's not weighing on me as much. I just have to get the stupid letter done. But this thing is weighing on him, and it's creating turmoil in him, and he doesn't know how to respond. This person he still wants to have some sort of relationship with, and it's just giving him a tool or permission that it's okay to do something, to just be truthful, because that's what you need.
Yeah.
And it's okay, it really is. And if they can't take it, that's not your problem.
Yeah.
They weren't concerned with your feelings with not buying the house through you, and the relationship has been take. They're probably not gonna be all that concerned about it, or maybe they will blow up, who cares? But either way, you still get to draw a boundary of, this is not acceptable, and I don't want, and I'm not going to partake in it anymore. If you continue, I'm going to hang up, and then just hang up. And then put them in your phone as Judas.
Yeah, I think that's a good, that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to get wrapped up in all of her stuff. I just don't have the energy for, and even if she changed, I just don't, it's too far gone for me at this point. I'm like,
There's poisony people in this world, or cancerous people in this world. And there's really only two good responses when you run across the really cancerous ones.
Mhm.
And that is get the hell away on every level, get away. And that's the best response. It really,
Mhm.
really is safest, bestest, best for them. It's best for everybody. It's best for you because you're never going to change them. It's not going to happen. God can come down and change them. I believe that, but I don't believe you will.
Mhm.
Or you smack them so flipping hard that you knock them into the next county. And then they realize that every single time you come at them, you're going to hit them so hard they go in the next county. There's no in between, and it just is. It just is. You won't change them. And if you think, well, if I word it right, maybe they'll listen or hear. That's not their MO. Their MO is to take and use.
Yeah, and
So
I'm not actually interested in
Not to
even
learn.
trying to change them. I just want them to acknowledge that this is over, like this relationship is over. Like I
wouldn't
can't do
worry about
this.
that. You should acknowledge whatever you want to acknowledge. They can acknowledge whatever they want to.
That's true.
Yep. So you
Yes.
acknowledge whatever you want to acknowledge, and then you take a step for that.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like Kay, this very wise woman that I know, taught me my favorite phrase. And she said, all you do in life is take the next right step.
Oh,
it.
I love that, Kay.
And then after you're done, you kind of assess, and then you take the next right step. That's it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, that is perfect. That is perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for being real and honest too and sharing with us.
I mean, I just give you two quick things because I know we got to go, but I had a dear friend and I tried to re-engage with her when I moved back. And, I invited her for lunch and all this stuff, and she never had time for me. And finally I said, I'm really sad that you no longer have time for old friends. And that's it. And then I just quit inviting her anywhere. And then with my cousin, I just, we'd said everything we could say. I talked till I was blue in the face. Nothing changed, and so I just see her socially. I am courteous. I will invite her if she wants to come by and, drop off a gift for the kids. It's okay. And I see her at church, but I don't go out of my way to engage with her at all.
Talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Innocuous
interesting. My
things.
granddaughter came home and said, Samantha no longer wants to talk to Carol because every time Carol calls, all she wants to do is gossip and tell her about what a bad job you're doing raising us. And Samantha thinks you're doing a pretty darn good job. So she just doesn't want to talk to her anymore.
They'll weed it out.
Mm.
I'm
I mean,
gonna,
it just-
I'll let you guys stay here and talk if you want. I gotta jump on my accountability call, so I'm gonna
No,
mute myself.
that's fine. I'm done.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
bye,
everyone. I've got to
y'all.
bounce too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks.
Good day.
Bye.
Hey, how are you?